call it Kalenjin homestead, and the Kalenjin are among the highland Nilotes. Among them, you can see you have the Keio, Marakwet, Nandi, and so on. We have seen in traditional African community, polygamy was common, and it was a sign of social status. If a man had more than 3 wives, it showed that he was rich, and he could easily be elected as a headman or a chief. We have seen the first wife hut for the Kalenjin has 2 doors. One was to keep secret. When the mzee is coming from maybe from grazing, and you can see the married son hut is toward the gate, she could fear passing in front of the girls married by the son, so he could conceal using the rear door. Because traditionally people were not wearing clothes, they were wearing hides, and also he could be able to hide his private. Then it was also used for sneaking or running away. As you know, the Kalenjin community were practicing raiding, and raiding was a means of acquiring wealth, maybe getting cows or goats from other tribes, and also girls. It was a cheap method of getting a wife without paying dowry. You could steal a girl from another tribe. That's why you can see that door was very important. It was used as an escape route, all for them there to avoid being seen by the girls married by the son. And then the Kalenjin, the boys are also toward the gate to provide security, and you can see they have concealed their cattle shed because they did not like anyone to tamper or to steal their cows.
Welcome back, guys, to the Breakout Show. I am still your one and only Judy Njunge. So, sir, give us a brief this hii place. Tupatie tu ka brief history ya hii place. Yes.
Utamaduni Nature Park is a priesthood-owned entity, owned by Paul Maula. Now, it was started officially in 2016. The idea of it is to encourage people to visit in a close view to see animals and also to enjoy a facility. One, we have a restaurant where you can be able to get drinks. We also provide food, which is made by a professional chef. Then you can have a walk through our park where you'll be able to see. We have traditional villages capturing almost the diverse tribes that we have in Kenya. In Kenya, we are blessed with 44 tribes, and each and every tribe, they had their own unique way of living and staying, and their unique way of making their own homestead. So at Utamaduni, we'll have that chance to see various homesteads of this community, and also you'll be able to see some of few animals that we have kept here.
And what is unique from the place from others?
It is one of the best places to visit, other than other places don't have animals. And also it is near. It cuts the short distance from going to Nairobi and also to Nakuru National Park. This is the ideal place for you to visit.
And what kind of visitors do you expect?
We do expect all, international and domestic, but here domestic tourism is faring on well, although at times we have other visitors coming from other places.
And we've had for the past few months, the COVID-19 pandemic. So kindly tell us how it has affected this whole business.
The first phase of the COVID-19 pandemic, the entire place was in a total shutdown. We remained only 2, the animal keeper and the manager. So we were basically taking care of the animals without expecting any guests. But after that, slowly, as the pandemic is going slowly, we are now having influx of domestic tourism.
Mmeanza aje kurise kutoka kwa pandemic mpaka mmefika mahali? Unajua mkosi watu mpaka saa hii, si ndio?
Hatukosi watu.
Mmeanza aje, ni nini mlifanya?
Well, we do depend on referral in terms of marketing. Maybe the visitor who normally visit here, they go and tell their friend, oh, there's a nice place to visit, Utamaduni Nature Park. Where maybe, if you look at the facility, is quite big. It is enough to counter the COVID-19. As you see, it can also enhance the social distancing. You can see there are people who maybe choose to have a visit here to the open air. Then the facility up there is quite big to accommodate all the grants that we do have.
And kila mtu anarudi job ama watu wanarudi tu pole pole?
Tumerudisha kidogo.
Mnarudisha tu kidogo. And kindly give us your parting shot kwa ule mtu anaweza taka ku venture kwa tourism, kwa maneno kama haya, unaweza mwambia nini? This is your camera.
Naweza mwambia akuwe mkakamavu, akuwe msomi, aweze kusoma kama ni maneno ya miti, maneno ya wanyama. Na bado pia aweze kujua kabila na vile wanaishi. Ndio aweze kuelezea wageni.
And do you have bookings, maybe watu wanakuja wanataka kukuja huku kuona, kuna vitu kama hizo za kuangalia online, kuna bookings vitu kama hizo?
We do have. There are those who normally call and they order. Maybe we are going to have maybe a group of 30, 50 or 100, depending when this was not pandemic. Maybe it was a good place. It's an earning item here because we do have a lot of school visiting, and we normally teach them about the culture, about the animals, and any other topic. Maybe they may feel free to ask any question. And what duration gani mtu anapewa maybe kubook, kama kuna hii time ndio uweke pesa iko hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi? No.
Hakuna?
No.
Okay.
Here we have now the referee Naidot, they are Luos, and you can see they are putting their cattle shed in the middle of the homestead. Luos are boastful, but then it was a taboo for a Luo man to marry another wife if you are told he cannot be able to sustain the first one. That's why they are displaying wealth in terms of cows to show the man that is capable even for marrying another wife. You can see the first wife hut is quite big with a veranda all around. So it's called Queen Mikai. The Mikai's hut, okay, with a veranda. So she was treated as a queen, as the name suggests. You see, they're also polygamous, just like other tribe. But now you can see they have included the grandmother in the compound, the grandmother's hut, because the grandmother was not allowed to get into the hut of girls married by the son. So they were the one to come to the hut to get in advice. Here you have a Kushite group represented by Brana. You have the Samari, you have the Dile, you have the Oromo. These guys were pastoralists. They were keeping camels, goat and sheep. And so they were making temporary or makeshift homestead. In case the place they have settled to, there is no more grass, there is no more water, they could take those makeshift homestead on the back of the camel and they move or navigate to a better place with green pasture and water. For now, I think my Brana guys have migrated. They have moved to a good place with green pasture and water. Here you have the coastal Bantus. Among them you have the Digo, Duruma, Chonyi, Ribe, Kauma. And the coastal community, they migrated all the way from Sungwaya to the current place of settlement in Mombasa. And they are being fought a lot by the Oromo people. The Oromo guys were very, very aggressive. They used to fight the coastal communities. That's why where I'm studying, it was used as a watchtower to keep watch for the Oromo who are attacking the Mijikenda community. You can see the coastal region is the temperature are quite high, it's very hot. That's why they were using the makuti or the grass to make the homestead. And then they interacted much early with other tribes, like the Indians, the Arabs, and they were taught how to make mats, clothes. And that's why you can see they have a workshop in the middle of the homestead. That's why they used to make they were craftsmen. They were making baskets, they were making clothes, they were making mats, and so on. And you can see they were also polygamous. Here we have another interesting animal. We call it crocodile or night crocodile. Crocodile are reptiles. They are called braided. And crocodile, they are carnivorous. They feed on meat. And in case here, you normally feed them once per week because they have a very low metabolic rate. It takes time before they digest the swallowed meat. And then the crocodile has a high acid in the stomach that help it to break down the food. It actually can be able even to break down the swallowed bones or horns. You see, crocodile produce by laying egg in which they bury in soil. They hatch after 90 days, and the temperature of the soil determines the sex. If the temperature goes above that 1.7 degrees, it will yield male. If it goes below, it will yield female. Crocodile are delicious. People normally go for their meat, for their eggs, and it's believed to be one of the most dangerous animals killing human beings.
Kindly kindly give us your parting shot kuhusu ecotourism.
Well, if you see Utamaduni, we have tried to use the locally available materials. If you look at the fencing, we have collected stone from around. That created a great employment to the youth because they're the one who are doing the construction. If you see the houses, the traditional homestead,
Yes.
they are made of grass, mud and so on. So it provided a good job for the locals. Also, you see the hotel, we are buying our produce from the neighboring community, either cabbages, tomatoes, and all stuff for cooking. We normally do buy from the community. We also been able to create direct employment, like I have been employed. I don't come from far, I come from here. So Utamaduni created a job opportunity for me. And also, there are those who have been employed direct or indirect through maybe there are those who offer transport for our clients. Maybe the boda guys, they normally bring our ferry guys here to Utamaduni.
That is nice. And yes guys, you've had it. Passion, integrity. Na najua kenye naenda kusema sahi, hakuna mtu anapenda books. Study, study and understand. I would also like to give a big shout out to Tresses Hair and Beauty Salon. They did a marvelous work. From me, Judy Njunge and the Breakout crew is Arrivederci. And until next time, stay tuned. Najua mmerekodi mweke kama blooper. Baadhi hujui kudanganyana.
Oh, Mema, I worship you.